everyone. Thanks so much for having us. We're really excited to be here.
To understand the soil series, you must first understand the place. Bethel, Ohio is my hometown. It was founded in 1798 in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains as a haven for abolitionists. I lived in Bethel my whole life, but I never knew about its radical roots until last year when I moved back home.
We moved to Bethel in early June, just after completing our MFAs at Parsons. I grew up in a suburb of Philadelphia, and before we left New York, I had only seen Bethel on Google Street View.
The nickel and dime store where I used to buy fabric with my mother. A Dodge pickup, a yellow sign about faith.
The Midway Theater, opened in 1938 and closed in 2015. Elizabeth Catt writes about the Trump Country think piece in her book, What You Were Getting Wrong About Appalachia. In Trump Country, USA, a car wash closed for the season isn't just a car wash, but a harbinger of a future when we might all wish for ordinary things in vain.
Old farmers meet for coffee every morning at McDonald's.
Conversations I have overheard at Dollar General. The cashier reminiscing about the farm her family used to own. The clerks worried about their jobs when the Dollar Tree moves in downtown.
7 churches have signs to welcome you. There was also a man from Bethel who once walked around the world. Bethel Feed and Supply, where I used to buy tack for my horses. I felt angry last summer when they covered over its original painted sign.
A former horse ranch, the site where we initiated Soil Series. Concurrent with the 2016 presidential election, there was an emergency operating levy on the ballot for Bethel's local school district. The possibility of deep budget cuts threatened arts programming, gifted education, student transportation, and other services.
I felt the urgency of the situation, knowing from my own experience growing up in Bethel the scarcity of cultural and intellectual opportunities.
The levy passed by a margin of 28 votes. Its narrow passage, coupled with the current political climate, compelled us to move to Bethel.
In April of 2017, we initiated our partnership with the local nonprofit Empower Youth. They had been recently gifted a ranch, a foreclosed property, by the Community Savings Bank of Bethel.
They work with youth to instill in them the confidence and resources needed to break through the chains of generational poverty. We asked if we might join them in turning this new ranch into a space for community nourishment.
We immediately established a code of ethics for our engagement with the community. It states,
we will maintain a culture of listening first.
We will engage the community by asking questions.
We will think critically and creatively and act with artfulness, attention, and thoughtfulness.
We will practice empathy, respect, and optimism and honor the complexity and dignity of the place and its people.
We will act as true collaborators with the community we serve. We arrived without a plan in mind for how Soil Series would unfold. We started by simply listening and spending time with people. Through this process, we learned about the area's food insecurity crisis.
Empower Youth had been working to address the issue with its weekly summer picnics in the park. The picnics offered free meals to the public. While volunteering at the picnics, we began building relationships.
I was apprehensive about that first picnic, acutely aware of my status as an outsider. But standing in line with everyone else to get food, that feeling started to dissipate.
Out of our initial conversations with people and our thinking about the agricultural history of the place, a driving concept of nourishment emerged. What might a more nourished Bethel look like? How could holistic and sustainable community health be achieved?
We needed a space for investigation, research, and making, and Empower Youth offered us the ranch's original 1930s barn. Together with Empower Youth's interns and volunteers, we began a renovation project. We started to think about the relationships we were building as a drawing, a social drawing, following Boyd's notion of social sculpture, but on a more intimate scale and growing out of and from within a community.
We worked with a group of teenagers every day on the ranch for 2 months. Southern Ohio summers are hot and buggy. We shoveled hay from the loft and scrubbed floors and walls. Almost everything we used was either donated by the community or salvaged. Working side by side, we formed intimate bonds with this group of young people around common goals.
They knew the space they were making was for them. Over time, we witnessed their pride and ownership over the project grow, as they began offering their own ideas for what the space would become. From William Stafford's A Ritual to Read to Each Other.
If you don't know the kind of person I am, and I don't know the kind of person you are, a pattern that others may prevail in the world. For it is important that awake people be awake, or a breaking line may discourage them back to sleep. The signals we give, yes or no or maybe, should be clear. The darkness around us is deep. Claremont County is famous for its Claremont clay, which exists in abundance in the soil of the area. The clay bears heavily on how everyone from the average citizen to the farmer lives on and interacts with the land. I used to find clay along the creek near my childhood home. I scooped it out of the banks and used it to make small pinch pots.
We started Community Studio in July of 2017 when we finished renovating the barn. Community Studio is a free art program which invites local residents to use art as a tool for exploring their home. Projects carried out in Community Studio use materials sourced directly from the ranch. The program not only results in artwork that reflects the place and its people, but it also creates the conditions for new relationships, forms, and modes of thought to develop.
Twine, scrap wood, metal, found objects, soil.
Soil series is what we call our social drawing. The term refers to soil taxonomy. A soil series is a group of similar soils and is often named for the place from which the soils are derived. For us, the term indexes fundamentality, continuousness, and place.
Flowers, wire, charcoal, rocks, clay, fabric, paper, berries, feathers, rubber, toys. Assemblage, mapping, bundling, performing, sketching, storytelling, quilting, painting, sewing, drawing, gathering, observing.
The culminating endeavor of the Community Studio program was a comprehensive exhibition that took place in October, curated and installed with the help of local high school students. Visitors to the exhibition wound their way through 3 different barns to experience the work on display.
The exhibition celebrated the efforts and perspectives of the Community Studios artists while unearthing latent histories, honoring local traditions, and offering new insights and possibilities for the future. The exhibition was itself an image of Bethel by the people of Bethel. The sense of pride from both the artists and visitors was viscerally felt.
Soil Series is just getting started. As its name suggests, we define it by its ongoingness and its commitment to place. That is why we would like to end with a call to action. In What You Were Getting Wrong About Appalachia, Elizabeth Catt calls for more images of Appalachia by Appalachians.
We too call for images that liberate, images of complex social and political realities, images of people who are radical and diverse, images that do not deflect the problems of the region, but recognize the voices and actions of those who have struggled against them. Images of Appalachia that are real and not imaginary.
Thank you very much.